What's up? I'm Steven.
I'm Tom.
We're Chelsea Grin.
And you're watching Tattoo.com.
Hey everybody, it's Mischievous Mel's live from the Edge Rock Radio and Tattoo.com, and I am here at Warped Tour's final adventure in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Sad and happy days with the one and only Chelsea Grin! Okay guys, I'm going to go and have you introduce yourself in the band, tell me what you do, and then we'll actually get into it, because we had some pre-fun already, yeah?
Yeah, we did. I'm Steven, I play guitar.
And I'm Tom, and I sing.
And I'm Mischievous Mel, and I caused some fucking trouble up in here. Yeah! Speaking of that, Warped Tour. We were just talking off camera about this has got to be the coldest Warped Tour in fucking history, yeah?
Coldest?
Well, feels like it.
I mean, today maybe feels like it.
Today,
but...
not the whole tour, that's what I'm saying, like today.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So did you guys, like, when you were out there and you're sweating your balls together and you're like, in, like, Dallas, and you're like, peel me off the pavement, ripping your skin off, were you like, Milwaukee?
I was just really happy that it wasn't so cold. I wasn't so hot, because we were up by the water, and the air was brushing up on us. As soon as we got off stage, it just felt so good.
It's kind of weird that as I'm standing here next to one of the most awesome fucking bands in music, I'm talking about weather, but when you are on a tour, like Warped Tour, or any tour, and Mother Nature's a fucking whore, you have to deal with this stuff, and people don't understand it.
Yeah.
So how's it treating you?
It's been awesome. I mean, weather really, like, make or breaks your day. And, you know, when you walk out of the bus, sometimes we won't even walk off the bus until, if we play at 2 o'clock, walk off the bus at noon, and then be like, oh, holy shit, it's fucking hot today. Or, oh, man, it's a beautiful day. If it's hot, it's like, all right, brace yourself for a long, long day. But if it's cool, you just say, all right, easy, can handle this, no problem. If it rains, it's like right in between. You're like, the rain's nice, but if it stops, it's going to get humid. All our gear's getting soaked. I'm getting soaked. I don't know. It's all over the place.
So not only does the weather make you wet, but when you listen to the music, what? No, I didn't just go there.
They were red to scratch.
But we got new music coming.
Yes. We actually just released a record on July 13th called Eternal Nightmare.
And that video was pretty morbid. The one with the little boy chained up and the blood coming.
Oh, Dead Rose.
Yeah.
Dead Rose, yeah. That one's sick.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I'm like, I don't know if there's something really wrong with me because this, like, murdery, serial killer thing is kind of really fucking awesome. But
yeah, I feel like the director did a really good job putting that all together. Who was that again?
Sam Shapiro handled that.
Because now that I'm going down that dark path, and you just said director, do you guys like walk in there with a concept like we want something murdery and killy, or I mean, like, what's the magic behind that? Because like that was a fucking sick fucking video. It was like watching a mini movie.
Well, I know a lot of the ideas are definitely bounced off of the band members, and then it gets thrown into email, and then whoever receives the email kind of puts it all together from there. So I mean, there is definitely a conglomerate of minds in the process. You guys, people, you need to check this shit out. I mean, don't just see him live. Like, the funnest thing is, and it's got to be for you guys too, is when you sit there and you look out at masses and mobs of people moving their lips, singing words to your music. What does that do for you? I mean, is that like the biggest fucking, how do I put this politely? Is that the biggest boner ever?
It's a pretty big...
I should ask the singer that, but you know, I want to ask you to.
It's pretty awesome. I mean, it's cool. I love to, like, to see people mouthing our lyrics. Obviously means they give a shit enough to take time to learn it. It means something to them. My favorite is when you see somebody mouthing the wrong lyrics. Yeah. That's what really gets me going.
It's the fish lipping, where they're just like, and you're like, hey, at least you care. At least you're here, pretending. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's still a good time.
So when you are up there, like you guys can really, you know, because I always wonder with lighting, I'm like, how much is this band really seeing, and how much are they trying to block out? You know what I mean? Like, what is it like looking down at the fan?
Well, I was a fan first, so it just reminds me to make eye contact and wave as much as you can, because it's good to make everybody feel like they're being paid attention to. So, I mean, I'll never get used to seeing a lot of people, like, freaking out, but it's just something that excites me every time.
Fan first, so who motivated you and who inspired you?
Trevor from the Black Dahlia Murder, probably one of my favorite bands ever.
And you?
Man, Jeff Loomis, who was Nevermore, now Arch Enemy. Huge inspiration for me on guitar. Probably one of the biggest. Guys in Black Dahlia Murder, another huge deal for me. Behemoth, Dimmu Borgir, all big influences for me, yeah.
God, all those are great bands. How is it emotionally for you guys doing this? I mean, Warped Tour is bittersweet anyway. It's great as a fan to see, but as the band, you know, the chaos behind the scenes. But how does it feel to be here today?
It's a blessing for sure. It's the last one. Out of all the bands that could have been picked to put on it, we got put on it along with 59 other acts. So it's always a good feeling to be here, and I've never done one before, so I'm just blessed to be here, you know.
Warped Tour, Virgin, no more. Sadly, it's the last one. So how do you think it's going to reincarnate? What do you think is the next for Warped Tour?
I'm not sure what's next for Warped Tour. I mean, it'd be cool to see some coastal runs. I mean, you said final cross country, so you don't know. That kind of leaves it a little bit of a cliffhanger, so you never know what Kevin Lyman might pull together or what someone else might pull together. I'd love to see some bands forming, you know. I mean, this leaves room for like summer headliners for other bands, things like that, but I'd love to see some festivals come to place, like Ozfest. I want that to come back just because I want to play it. And whatever else, man, you know, Sounds of the Underground, I think I'm not sure what's going on with that, but stuff like that, you know, you remember those old summer tours and you get like 15 bands on a package and it'd be awesome. Such a good time. So I hope something like that starts happening a little bit more often. We'll see. Well,
now we've talked music. We've kind of crossed some other social lines. Let's talk some ink. I'm loving the neck. I always go for neck pieces, especially like when you see a band on stage. You know, you're looking up. That's like where you're focusing. So can you tell me about that? That's pretty gorgeous.
My buddy Brendan Hicks did this. He's in Cannibal Graphics Tattoo in Oklahoma City. He's probably one of my best friends. Great artist, and if you like what you see, go check him out. He's the man.
How far down does it go?
It goes down pretty far. It's just to about here. It's like a skeleton with a gem through it. A little scary. Something for the kids.
Yeah, why not? Well, yeah, you got them all over. But what made you do the black and gray versus the color?
I guess at this point in my life, there's a lot more bad than good happening, so I just kind of like the idea of just black and gray. It's also timeless. Less amount of times you have to get it touched up. Kind of stays that way forever, like a nice vintage look. Whereas color, you know, you got to go every couple of years to make sure it stays nice and bright. But yeah, a lot of the black and gray stuff is just from darker times in my life, and you know, can't forget it. So why not make it into art?
So do you plan on getting more?
Yeah, with time, you know, as I get older, I find myself regretting it every 3 seconds into every tattoo, just saying this is abysmal and I don't want to be sitting here for much longer. But, you know, it's there forever afterwards, so I love the idea of that. So, yeah, I'm definitely planning on getting more.
So, in the long run, it's less painful than a marriage and lasts forever?
Oh, truly. Truly. I have heard that from many different walks of life, that get more tattoos, don't get married.
There you go. This is coming from a married lady, so there you go. And you, sir.
Oh, yeah.
This is cool. This I'm
unfinished pieces. Still working on a few. In the midst of a lot. Right arm still in the midst of all of it.
So who are you having doing all that?
My right arm and my stomach are all done by Ryan Johnson. He works at Tiger Claw Tattoo in Salt Lake City, and he works on most of the rest of the band as well. I mean, Pablo, David, and I, we all live Salt Lake City. He tattoos all of us. He's done a lot of our album artwork as well, and it's just awesome. I mean, such a blast. And
do you want to show any that's covered? You don't have to, you don't want to, but I'm not afraid for people to take it up.
As well.
Oh, I love that. Okay, I love the elephant. So can you tell the story behind this?
I mean, I've just always been, you know, so fascinated with like Persian culture, medieval culture, war culture, battle, and so I just went to Ryan and I said, hey, I want these, you know, Persian war elephants to be kind of rearing themselves at one another on my chest, and he said, you know what, sounds awesome, let me make them like really ornate and really fun and cool. And then he did one and he was like, you know, I want to do something different on the other one. So we just kind of changed them up, and yeah, then he just knocked it out. I really love getting work done by him. It's been awesome.
And over here, more wildlife.
Oh yeah, this is a bear. My father's name is Urs, which I mean, we're a Swiss family, and that translates to bear. And so I got this tattooed for him. This is my first tattoo ever, actually, was the bear. And then scenery behind it, it's this place in Switzerland called Erschnesee. And this is Matterhorn. It's the tallest peak in the Swiss Alps. And yeah, it's just kind of something really close to my family. I mean, it's an old tattoo, but I'm glad I've got it just the same. Keep some good memories, something for my father, something for the family. So yeah.
Do you plan on, I think I may have already asked this, but I keep looking at his cat ears, of getting more, and if so, same guy, or?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely plan on getting more tattoos. I mean, I kind of got into it.
I know this one's in the work, but
yeah, kind of late into the game, I was a little bit older when I got comfortable with my first tattoo. So I definitely plan on filling out everything, and I would love to keep going with Ryan Johnson. And I've met some people on the road, people in different countries that I'd love to get some pieces done by, and just kind of, I don't know. Yeah, I've met a lot of really cool people too. So you never know.
You say older, but I'm thinking I'm probably old enough to be your grandmother at this point. So.
Well, I mean, just like when I think about when a lot of people start getting their tattoos, it's kind of as soon as they can. And for me, I kind of waited a little while. I went through college and I like started touring, and I was like, okay, I think I'm ready for some tattoos. I was always a little bit like averted, not like against it, just kind of nervous about it. Like, I don't know if I'm ready to get something inked onto me, and took a few years to get over. But
then that one girl proposed to you, and as we went back to get tattooed, not married.
yeah. So I've heard. Skip the marriage, I guess. Go straight to tattoos.
Well, you heard it here from Mischievous Mel and Chelsea Grin at the last fucking Warped Tour in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Check it out at Tattoo.com and the Edge Rock Radio.